recording. Okay. So sorry about the technical difficulties with this one, but anyway, all right. So today's team call is going to be about onboarding coaches. I have done a team call about this in the past, and you guys will probably see me do it periodically, but it seems like, especially with the momentum of the new year, that a lot of you are having new coaches sign on to your team, and I want to make sure that you're comfortable with the process in getting them started and kind of figuring out, you know, your process for how you want to handle business builders versus discount coaches versus customers. Everybody's got their own system, but I want to kind of let you guys know what I figured out that works for me. And then obviously take it, make it your own, you know, do what you want to do. So, you know, if you're not able to take notes, obviously this is a good call to come back to in the future. I'm going to try to keep it short so you guys aren't coming back to something that's like 45 minutes long. But it's just a good reference to have. And I'm going to save the link on our team page too, so that you can direct your new coaches to it, you know, ones that come on in the next month or 2 months or whatever before we revisit the topic, just because it is such an important topic. If you, especially with your business builders, if you are not getting them started right, you're going to lose them. And that is obviously going to hinder the progress of moving your own business forward. You know, this was a big hurdle for me in the beginning to kind of figure out my system for this, and I was kind of all over the place. And so, you know, I had a couple of coaches in the beginning that thankfully were, you know, kind of self-sufficient and dug into the training in the online office on their own. But being able to direct people and kind of help them and lead them along the way and give them the right amount of hand-holding that they need in the beginning kind of sets you up to be that leader. You know, they're going to look to you as the expert, even if you've only been around as a coach for a month or 6 weeks or whatever. You know more than they do. So they're looking to you for that guidance, and you want to be comfortable in your role as a leader. The second you guys sign your first coach to your team, you are now a leader. It is not my responsibility to onboard your personally sponsored coaches and to, you know, get them started in their business. It doesn't matter how new you are. You know, to my personally sponsored coaches, I offer that, like, you know, if they're within their first couple of weeks and they literally feel like they know nothing, but they have a coach that wants to sign on to their team and get started, I will do the first phone call with them, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. It's called a Getting Started Right call. I'll do that with them, you know, maybe for the first coach or two that they sign, so that they can kind of see how I do it. Because when they're just on the receiving end of it as a new coach, they're not thinking about it that way. So if they're there to watch it kind of from the sidelines, they can take notes and kind of see, you know, what I'm talking about and things like that, and be comfortable starting to do those calls on their own, you know, maybe with the third or fourth coach. And then obviously my training groups are open to the entire downline until you guys feel comfortable starting to lead your own, which I don't expect to be for a while, because I've been around 1.5 years and I'm just now running my own diamond group. I've been running Coach Basics groups for a while, but you know, it'll be a while probably before you feel comfortable taking on that leadership piece to run a diamond group. Obviously you want to be at least a diamond yourself. You don't want to be like the blind leading the blind. But there we go. It's a little bit better. So, you know, those training groups are open to the whole downline. And then for my personally sponsored coaches, I will, you know, help with the GSR calls. But after that, it's really up to you guys to be working closely with your personally sponsored coaches to get them started and to help mentor them through, you know, the beginning stages of their business, you know, for as long as you feel comfortable, you know. And if you may get to a point, and this happened with my coach, Jessie, she signed on and she was so hungry and she was such a runner and her business took off like wildfire. Her coach didn't know what to do with her because her coach wasn't quite that active in the business. And so she was like, I've got this girl on my team. I don't know what to do with her because she's like moving at lightning speed and she's going to surpass me in like 2 months. And she's going to need to know more than is in my knowledge base. What do I do? So 2 coaches up from Jesse is about a guy named Bob Lucido that took Jesse under his wing and has mentored him or her and, you know, helped build her business. But that may happen. And obviously if that happens, you guys reach out, you know, but hopefully you guys are, you know, going at your own speed and able to grow your business forward and, you know, are always going to be able to help the coaches that you bring, onto your team. So you guys know there are 3 different ways we can have people join our team, either as customers, as discount coaches, or as business builders. This is more tailored toward the business builder type person, but I'll just really quickly run through. I'm going to share my screen with you guys really quick. I know that those of you that are driving can't see. Do not look at my screen. You can look at it when you come back. But this is mostly for the recording. So here's the team page. In the files section, you guys, I have the welcome emails that I send. There's a new customer email that specifically, it just spells out, you know, what they get with their challenge pack. They get a 30-day trial to Beachbody On Demand, what it's going to cost them after the 30 days, how to cancel it if they want. You know, ask them, says, you know, let me know when your challenge pack comes in so I can help you game plan. So it's asking them to touch base with you again. Discount coach challenge pack kind of goes through the same stuff, but I review the discount that they're going to get and the 2 different charges that they will see on their credit card. There's going to be the $16 a month membership fee, obviously, unless, of course, they're military, that's going to get waived. When they send in documentation, if you have questions about that, just ask. And then the charge for their Shakeology. And then, you know, I talk about Beachbody On Demand, blah, 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 what they get from it. And then, you know, with both of these people, I tell them I'm going to check in with you at the 30-day mark to make sure that, you know, things are going well, or before the 30-day mark, sorry, before their next bag of Shakeology goes out. And this is especially important with customers because if they're loving Shakeology and they're going to order a second bag, definitely offer that discount coach option since they didn't take it the first time. You know, since you're loving Shakeology so much and you want to continue ordering it, you may as well save yourself some money. Why don't we go ahead and switch you over to being a discount coach to at least save, you know, 16 or 17 bucks a month. And then obviously it's 25% off on anything else they choose to order. Performance products, additional workouts, whatever. But so what I do when somebody orders, when I know that the order has gone through, because I check my online office every single morning when I get up, that's part of my power hour, I will flip forward in my calendar about 21 to 24 days. I don't check in on Sundays, so I might, you know, move it left or right. But, and write a note to myself, check in with Angie, check in with Jennifer, check in with so-and-so. So I can say, hey, how's it going? Like how are you loving Shakeology? What's your favorite recipe? Do you want to try any different flavors? And then help them with that process. If they do want to change, if they want to switch over to being a discount coach, if they're not already, blah, blah, blah. If they are a discount coach, we may, and they've been like killing it in the challenge group, I may say, hey, if I haven't already, I may say, you should really think about coaching, if nothing else, at least to help get your Shakeology paid for and go down that road if you want. Okay, so that's where we go there. And then the new coach welcome email. Okay, so this is when I'm bringing on a business builder, somebody that is joining my team that has actively expressed the interest in building their business. Even if it's just to be a hobby coach or to get their Shakeology paid for, all the way up to being like a legitimate replace my full-time income kind of business builder, here is the email that I send them. Same information, what they get with their challenge pack, but I include a couple other things. It's this 2-minute video about the 3 different types of coaches we have. There's a discount coach, there's a hobby coach, and there's a business builder. And then, so I can talk to them about which one they see themselves as. Then you're going to know kind of the pace that they want to work at. And then I have them log into their online office and set up their direct deposit right away. And then I have them watch these 2 videos, how to navigate their online office so they know where to find various things. It shows them where the training tab is, which is huge because self-starters, people that are going to run, they're going to go in and devour that stuff without you even telling them. and then how to set up your Beachbody profile and coach website. So you want to make sure that that's all done too. So I send them that email and I say, jot down any questions you have once all of this is completed. All right, so I'm done sharing my screen with you guys. So once they have watched all those videos, they set up their direct deposit, they set up their websites, then they can come back to me and say, okay, I've completed this, let's set up our phone call. You guys are gonna have a lot of people down the road joining your teams, and your time is going to become very precious. You need to get in the habit of working with the willing. If people aren't willing to do those few simple tasks that you have in that email, they do not deserve an hour of your time on the phone. So send them that email, have them get back to you when all of that stuff is completed, and then you can set up a phone call with them. I actually try to keep GSR calls, getting started right calls, 30 minutes or less, just because I have a lot of them and my time is limited. But you know, you do your thing. Okay, so what do I talk about on the GSR? So basically, and especially now in my business, a lot of the coaches that are joining my team are people that I'm meeting through social media, so I don't know them personally. If it is somebody that I'm friends with, you know, that has been watching me for the last year and a half, has finally decided to join my team, we may have a little chit chat in the beginning and catching up and how are you doing and whatever. But generally speaking, you know, I get to know that person a little bit. I ask them some questions about why they decided to join the team, what their goals are, kind of what they see this business doing for them, and then you just shut up. You let them talk as long as they want. You know, let them dream. Give them the opportunity to, you know, to tell you about them. Sorry, my brain is just like spinning today. So, you know, let them talk as long as they want. Take notes if you want, because there may be some things in there that you want to ask them more about. Now, this is going to give you a good idea of how much information they're looking for right away. Some people are going to want to know how to get to diamond like within 30 days. And some people are going to move a little bit slower, and that's okay. And that kind of dictates how much information I feed them on that first call. You obviously don't want to overwhelm people, but at the same time, you do want to set expectations. You know, if you tell people, my goal is to help you get to emerald within the first 14 days and to help you get to diamond within the first 90 days. You've set the expectation. You have told them, this is what's realistic. This can happen. This is the norm. Let's figure out how to make this happen for you. They'll do it. You just have to set that expectation. I was really hesitant to do that in the beginning. And when I started doing that, it works, you guys. I promise you. So set that expectation. If I have somebody on the phone that's a runner and they want to make this business work ASAP, I tell them we're going to get you to emerald in a week and we're going to get you to diamond in 60 days. And so what? They fail and they hit diamond in 90 days instead. You know, like it's not, you didn't fail. You know, so setting those expectations and letting people know, you know, kind of what your goals are for them and what you would like to help them do really sets the stage for the pace that, you know, you guys are going to run together. You're not there to drag them along, but you're also, you know, you do want to be there for them. So you got to find that fine line. I did a lot of hand holding and babying and validating people's excuses in the beginning. That is not your job, and that is not going to serve you well as a coach. You do want to be there for people and you do want to help them, but you're going to get to a point sometimes where you realize that people need a little bit of tough love. And if they're not keeping up with the goals that you guys are setting together, not goals that you set for them, but, you know, ones that they're willing to reach for that you guys are setting together, if they're, you know, constantly falling behind, maybe they're not worth that hour of your time every week. So anyway, we talk about their goals, you know, and that gives me a good idea of how much information to feed them on the call. Then the first thing I talk about with them is Success Club. You want to set that culture of Success Club right away, because that is what's going to drive their business, and that's what's going to drive your business. It's going to help your team create volume, be successful. And at the end of the day, we're here to help people, and that's what Success Club represents. The more Success Club points people get means the more people that they're helping, the more lives that they're changing. So that is the goal, for everyone to hit minimum Success Club 5 every single month. Excuse me, and especially for those of you hitting elite, that is a huge part of it. Your coaches, your personally sponsored coaches, need to be hitting Success Club every single month consistently. So I talk about Success Club, what it is, why it's important, how they hit Success Club, and what they get for hitting Success Club. I talk about the monthly, little things that the company does for us when we hit Success Club. Sometimes they'll send us a free program. Sometimes they send us wear and share. Sometimes they give us, awesome webinars from amazing authors. Like this month, it's Jen Sincero, the author of You Are a Badass. So, they do those little things for us every single month just as a thank you for doing our job, which is amazing. Beyond that, brand new coaches, obviously, the first 3 full months they're in the business. If somebody joins your team on the 3rd of the month, that month doesn't have to count if they don't hit Success Club, but if they have that much time, they should. But it's the first full month. If they do hit Success Club that first month, then that'll count. But it's the first 3 months in the business. If they hit Success Club, they get a ticket to Summit in Nashville. So I let them know, that is a huge goal to set for them, because it's an amazing, amazing, amazing event. If they're serious about building this business, Summit is somewhere that they need to be. And then I talk about the Success Club trip. It's huge. It's amazing. If you have people that are joining your team now, you can talk about it. People that join your team after registration on the 19th, they're going to be at the very bottom of the waiting list. I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's not something that I would use as an incentive for someone to join your team. I've seen a lot of coaches posting about, oh, I can't wait to register for this trip and join my team to see how you can also earn it. Chances are they're probably not going to be able to go on it, so just keep that in the back of your mind. But you can talk about the Success Club trip and what the company does for you and how you can get it paid for by hitting Success Club every month. And, just let them know that that is an opportunity that they have as a coach. So we talk a lot about Success Club. We talk about, and I talk about Emerald, because, whether they're going to hit it in a week or they're going to hit it in 2 weeks, kind of whatever pace they're going to work at, just quickly tell them how they get to Emerald. I don't go into a ton of the benefits of Emerald because there are a lot, and Team Cycle Bonus is a lot for a new person to wrap their head around. But I just talk to them about it adding income to their paycheck as their team grows, and they can start getting free customer leads once they hit Emerald and they're hitting Success Club. So, and then I say, what questions do you have? What have you had a chance to look at in the Coach Online office? What do you have questions about? And then you're going to know, are they starting to devour that training tab? Are they, whatever. So then I try to wrap it up at around the 30-minute mark. Sometimes they go long, especially with people that are really hungry to start the business. They're going to have a ton of questions for you. But from there, I set up weekly calls. And I usually work with brand new coaches once a week for the first 4 to 6 weeks, depending on, how they feel, what they need, stuff like that. And then from there, it can be kind of on an as needed, as wanted basis. But with your runners, people that are really running with the business and doing great things, you don't want to think, oh, they're flying the nest, they're awesome, they're on their own. No, those are the people that you need to stick close with, because 20% of your coaches are going to do 80% of your business. So when somebody is really taking off and doing amazing things, that's when you want to stay close to them and mentor them and nurture them and help them get to the next point in their business. When somebody hits diamond is not when you want to just let them fly. Our goal is to get our coaches to 5-star. Then they can fly. Then they know what they're doing. They've got it. They figured it out. They're leading their own team. But anyway, so new coaches once a week. if they are joining in the middle of the month or after Coach Basics has started, basically what I do after the GSR call is I have them go to, and I'm going to share my screen with you guys again really quick. I hope I have this pulled up. I don't, sorry. Okay, go to your online office. Okay. Whoops. Sorry. You're going to go in here. When you go to the news and training tab, go to training. So the first week, I'm going to have them do this getting started tab right here. They're going to go through and just kind of check this out. There's some different PDFs in here, some different videos for them to check out. And then that shouldn't take them more than a week to do, obviously. You're going to add them to the team page, give them a shout out, let us know who they are. I personally put all my coaches, even discount coaches, in the team page because you never know when it's going to spark somebody's interest in starting the business. If they're just a discount coach, I let everybody know. I'm like, hey, this is, Katrina. She's joining my challenge group with the 21-day fix. She's ready to kill it, Katrina, this is the team page where all of my coaches hang out. If you have any questions about your coach discount or referring, friends or family or anything like that, please, this is the place to ask. So I just let them know, and then they can remove themselves if they don't want to be in there, whatever, but you never know. So if you don't have your own team page, you can feel free to add them to mine. What I do is I add everybody to my personal team page, and then if I've got like serious business builders, I will go ahead and add them to my uplines page. But discount coaches don't get added to her page because that's like crazy. So if they devour this getting started tab, have them go to the coach tab and look at this stuff. It'll talk about, national wake up calls and different training events. And, there's going to be a lot of different things in here for them to look at. These are the goals for a brand new coach: hitting Success Club 5 every month and, making at least $100 a month to pay for their Shakeology. That is my first goal, and I tell people that right from the get-go on that GSR call. My goal is to help you get your Shakeology paid for as quickly as possible. And then, you've directed them here, so if they want to keep going to that Emerald and Ruby training, now in here, Emerald Coach Training is where they're going to see a lot of the information that is in Coach Basics. So if they're not able to make it into Coach Basics right when it starts, that's a great place to direct them, and you can work with them closely one-on-one. If they've already reached Emerald, by the time Coach Basics starts and they've devoured that whole training tab, you don't need to plug them into the next Coach Basics training. It's redundant. So just keep working with them, have them, keep an eye on the team page because I'm going to be posting team trainings every Wednesday, stuff like that. But, just keep them plugged in, keep working with them, coaching them on inviting people to the next challenge group, whether it's mine or it's yours, stuff like that. And then you just, week by week, you just add a little bit more. They're going to ask you a ton of questions. I have new coaches texting me or messaging me questions in between our calls all the time, which is totally fine. So that's kind of my process in getting new coaches started. And then obviously the quarterly Diamond Dash groups, the next one will be starting in April. So if you guys are signing coaches now, just keep that in the back of your mind. You want them to be at least an Emerald with at least one business builder on their team before the first week of April so that we can get them into that Diamond Dash training, and then you guys can start to be Star Diamonds. So anyway, that's it. That's what I have for you guys. I'm going to unmute you and see if you have any questions. Hang on just a second. Okay. Do either of you ladies have any questions so far?
I don't think so.
Was it pretty like straightforward? It wasn't too confusing?
No, it was straightforward.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, so last week on Jesse's call, she said to start, once you have a couple coaches under you, to start your own little team page. Do you think we should be doing that?
Yeah. As soon as you're comfortable, like in the beginning, so this is the best advice I got from my success partner, who she's been a coach. I met her through my corporate mastermind group, which you guys will be, you'll get into once you hit diamonds. You have a mentor at corporate, and they'll add you to weekly like diamond calls that you'll be on with other diamonds and star diamonds, learning from other teams. And so I met her through there, and so we chat once a week. She's been a coach a year longer than me, and she just hit 5-star elite this year. But she told me, she was like, look, in the beginning when you start your team page, it is, and like even in your coach basics groups, when you have like 2 or 3 people on there, it's going to feel like you are talking to crickets. Nobody is listening to you. Nobody wants to hear what you're talking about because you're still a baby. There's nobody on your team really. They're like kind of maybe interested in coaching, but maybe not. But just keep doing it. Like fake it till you make it. You know what I mean? Like if you want to be a 15-star, you got to act like a 15-star. So yeah, start your team page. You can, like, if you want to, so what I did was, like, I had my team page and I added everybody, and in the beginning, everybody was a discount coach because I didn't have any business builders yet. And so I basically would like copy and paste everything that Jessie was posting in her team page, because I was like, what the hell do I say to these people? I don't know what I'm doing yet, you know? But that's what it's there for. You know, so if you guys want to copy and paste what I'm doing, or, you know, post, you know, take the team trainings that I put in our team page and put them in your team page, like, I don't care. You do it. But then as you start to develop a team and get more involved in like the leadership piece, like you'll be doing your own thing. Like half the time I don't even pay attention to Jessie's page anymore because there's so many people in there. So yeah, I would start it and then just add everybody in there and just do what I do. Like give people shout outs, welcome them to the team, you know, just post the pictures about national wake up calls, you know, copy team trainings over if you want, you know, just fun little announcements. Oh, cafe latte launch today, well, whatever. But just, yeah, do it. You're going to talk to crickets and that's okay. Just keep going.
Okay. Sounds good.
Mm-hmm. It's like scary as you know what in the beginning. It really is. I promise you. We've all been there, but just do it.
You know, I don't know if this is the forum for this, but you know how on the Power of Three, like the builder tracker,
Mm-hmm.
It says it talks about coaching and discussing coaching.
Yeah.
So I'm having the typical new coach having a hard time figuring how do I talk about that, 3 times. I'm in the beginning, so I'm inviting in that, I'm hijacking other friends from other friends, just to invite people.
Yeah.
And posting, I don't post as much as I should, so I plan to work on that. But how do you, bring up those coaching opportunities, on social media, on your regular page? I guess I know there's a video out there, isn't there? That
there's lots.
Yeah, the coaching opportunity videos. I mean, is it best to maybe post that and see who put out a feeling?
No, because people aren't gonna watch it.
Okay.
I would. So it's basically just like it comes over time. In the beginning, you are not going to fill up all 3 of those spaces every single day. Like, it's just not going to happen. But it's the whole point of the Power of 3 is to show you, like, are you talking about it at all? You know what I mean? And so if you don't fill every single space every single day, like, that's okay. But it's to help you realize where your weak points are in your conversations. But it comes from, like, over time, breadcrumbing. Sharing bits and pieces of your story. And this is something I'm focusing on more now too. And this is a very natural thing. Most coaches in the beginning will be worried about filling up their challenge groups, recruiting challengers, and maybe you'll get some discount coaches here and there. But then at some point in time, you realize, I got to find some business builders because that's the only way that this is really going to blow up in the way that I want it to. And there's this shift in what you talk about. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. And so you start talking more about, and in the beginning it's hard because you're like, I don't have a ton of financial success to share with people because I just started, you know? But it's little things like Teresa, you know, on our GSR call, she was telling me that it was one of her goals to pay for her kids' tuition with her Beachbody income because it was like really expensive and it was a financial strain for them. And she was able to do that within like, I don't know, I think it was like the first 2 months of coaching. And she shared that. She didn't share numbers. She didn't tell people exactly how much it cost, but the fact that she was able to set that goal for her family and to be able to do it with something that she was already doing and that she already loves was, you know, it was the greatest feeling for her. So sharing little things like that, or, you know, I've seen people just like, I'm so excited that I can't believe I just like paid our electric bill with 1 week of my Beachbody income or something like that. You know, just I like to share more of like the time freedom stuff because I know my audience is moms and being able to, yes, I work from home. So I do work. Like working from home doesn't mean I can do whatever I want all day long. Like I do have business hours, but it's the freedom to choose to go on a field trip instead of doing my business hours that one day, or being able to sleep in and snuggle my kids in my bed in the morning because I don't have to set my alarm for 5 a.m. to go to work or whatever. But sharing little things like that kind of gets the wheel spinning for people like, oh, I would love a little bit more of that flexibility. Like it doesn't mean quitting their job for a lot of people, but maybe even having the ability to cut back on hours or something like that. But, you know, I'm sharing a lot about, you know, we're traveling a lot more than we have been. So it's not necessarily like, look at this great vacation we're going on, like being all in people's faces, but just sharing the vacation that we're on, like posting a picture, you know, and then people are like, how are they traveling so much? You know, just little things like that. Like you don't have to be in somebody's face, but it's just about sharing your life.
Okay. I think it's just finding the happy balance of not being a salesperson.
Yep.
And then, you know, because my focus would be that I want to hit the builders. I'm not so much the challenge person, but the builder.
Yeah.
So how do I do that without having been there yet? But you know what? I can, I'll get there.
Yeah. So I'll share with you guys, and I was going to put it up, I think like next week or something on the team page, but I just ran an ad from my Babies and Barbells page. There was some video that I posted, some workout video I posted 2 weeks ago, and I didn't boost it or anything. Like this was completely organic, but it's had like over 90,000 views already, and I have no idea how the hell that happened. So I was like, okay, well, people like this video. I'm going to use it and make an ad. So I made an ad with it, and the text of the ad says, here, I'll pull it up really quick and read it to you guys, because it's like the sheer number of conversations. I think I've plugged 7 people into the sneak peek today. I mean, I'm like overwhelmed right now. Hang on, let's see. Where is it? Hang on, sorry, let me find it. Okay, so it says, so I have to ask y'all, I'm over here visibly pregnant, working out in my living room with 2 crazies running around, nothing fancy, and apparently people like to see it. If you got paid, let's say $250 a week to work out 5 to 6 days a week, focus on your nutrition and feeding your body healthy, nutritious foods, work on personal growth a little bit each day, and encourage others to do the same, all on your own schedule, but you absolutely had to share it through social media, blogging, and or personal interactions, would you do it? Would the extra $13,000 a year be worth getting in the best shape of your life and sharing your journey along the way? That's it. I have right now 34,000 views um, 93 likes and probably 47 comments on there saying that they're interested and want me to message them.
Oh, awesome.
So I ran this ad, literally I had it up for 24 hours. I paid $50 because I was like, if I get one challenge pack, I'll make my money back, right? If I can't get more than one challenge pack out of that, there's something wrong with me. So, you know, putting up something like that, it doesn't have to be an ad. You can put it up on your personal page.
Mm-hmm.
But
okay.
just, yeah, something like little things like, now I wouldn't do it all the time. I'm probably going to run it twice a month, probably just for 24 hours. But if it's going to get that kind of response, I can't run it for more than that. But I'll probably run it because I'm going to do that live coaching opportunity webinar next week. And so I'll probably run it the day before to get a list of people that are interested, and I'll invite them to the webinar that Tuesday night.
Okay.
So
that's great. Thank you.
Something like that. Yeah. And then that's actually perfect timing too, because if they get set up, that's on the 19th, gives you time to do the GSR call, blah, 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 and then plug them right into Coach Basics the first week of February.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else?
Nope, I'm good.
All right. Melissa?
I'm good. I was just muting you guys because I didn't want you to hear my girls squealing.
Oh, no, you're fine. All right, cool. Well, you ladies have a great night. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.